So we are live. Welcome back to the Lone Chemist podcast. My name is Johnny. I'm the Lone Chemist. This is episode 14.
Oh,
And with
14.
me I have someone who is not a big fan of Zack Snyder, which I think we'll get
What?
along. You have Zack Snyder's eyes blacked out like on your background, man.
They're not. They're X. He's in the Halloween fashion. He's got the stitches. He's got the witch hat. I like Zack Snyder.
All
What?
right.
I'm being misrepresented here.
Oh, okay, sorry, it's fake news. All right, so with me is another YouTuber that I'm a big fan of. This is Armored Penguin, aka Joey. How's it going, buddy?
Good, man. It's going good. Just woke up from a nap, feeling a little groggy.
A little groggy.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
I've been working all day, so I wish I was napping. Sad.
Oh yeah. Shit. Yeah, I had to work at 4 in the morning, so like I have to nap during the day.
What do you do for work, dude?
I work I work at FedEx.
Okay,
So
got it.
yeah.
Those hours
And
are crazy then. Jesus Christ.
it's actually not. I only work like 5 hours a day.
Oh,
It's just 5 days a week. Like that's it.
okay.
So
Not
pretty
too bad.
fucking easy. Yeah.
Yeah. So you are a YouTuber like myself. You do video essays. You do like some breakdowns of movies and stuff. So what kind of got you started into that kind of stuff? Like, were you always into film, or you just kind of recently got into it, or what?
I've always been into storytelling. Storytelling was like my go-to. So like my first passion was illustration when I was younger. Must have
Okay.
been like 10 to like 13 where I'd always draw and write little comics and stuff. And then from there, I started learning about music, and then I was obsessed with music, going to storytelling through songs and playing different instruments and stuff. And then when I think I was like 16 or 17, that's when I started to get into film, where I realized like these are the mediums that the visual medium and the audio medium that I liked blended together into one. And then, yeah, I've just been in love with it ever since, and I just can't think about anything else other than film. So
Yeah, I got
yeah.
you, man. Yeah, I've always been in the film too, but I'm a scientist, so like I never really had an opportunity to
Mhm.
like express myself like that. And so like the video essays and the podcasts have been like a good way to do that. And also I
Yeah,
can act like I'm smarter than I actually am on in a video essay.
that's true. That's true. Everyone does sound smarter.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's like there's such a degree of pretentiousness around that too, where it's like you're obviously you do your research for a topic, of course, but then like
Mhm.
because you're using like sleek images and like cool animations, like I feel like it just comes across pretentious, unfortunately for me. Like, but like
Yeah.
yeah, but like I
Yeah.
know in real life I'm not a pretentious person, so I don't shit on myself too hard, but
Yeah. Well, I think like my video essays, they kind of do come off that way, but if the people start on the video essays and then go to my channel, I think they'll realize like how I'm not, I'm just always showing my belly and like just doing stupid shit. Like you seen the Man of Steel video?
yeah, I have.
I think those first 5 minutes is like shows you anything you need to know about the channel. Just me stabbing Zack Snyder in the face. To 30 seconds later, I'm blasting a load on his face with like, yeah, yeah. So
Dude. So I was gonna ask. So the intro that you have, did you actually lick a dirty car? Was that actually was that real shit?
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
God, man.
I'm a
Fuck.
nasty person, dude. But yeah, the first video we put on this channel was the Batman vs Superman movie maintenance, right?
Yeah.
And then I had that idea for the intro of like comparing it to a car, because
Under
my
the
dad
hood
has
and
a
stuff.
bunch
Yeah.
of yeah, my dad has a bunch of cars, classic cars. So then I was like, all right, this is easy. So I invited my brother over to help me film that day, and then I just had like a like in the middle of filming, it was just spontaneous. I was like, hey Alex, film this, and I grabbed the spider web, and I ate it. And then now it just became a thing. Like I have to do some dirty shit every intro, like lick brake dust, which is so bad for you, or like,
Wait, oh
yeah,
God. Oh man. Oh.
yeah, yeah, I know,
Stop. Dude,
I know.
I'm a scientist, and I'm just imagining the fucking toll it does to your body. Good lord.
Yeah, so I'm gonna die early just for some content.
Dude, it's for the people, man, for the likes.
Exactly.
So when did you start your YouTube channel? You're at 2,800 subs right now, I think, something like that.
I think I'm at 2,200.
2,200. Yeah, still,
Yeah,
that's that's great, man. Good for you. You got
yeah.
some,
Still, I'm
getting some
still like it blows my mind that I even have that much subs.
yeah,
Thanks to shout out to High Top Films.
Yeah, I have like I think almost 500 now, and it's like, you know,
Mhm.
for a big YouTubers, obviously, even like in your case, like you probably look at me and you're like, you ants, I'm gonna step on you. But like from
No, I
yeah,
saw your okay. So when you first approached me with the podcast, I believe it was like a month and a half ago. You must have had like 40, maybe 80 subs, and
month
I
and a half
was
ago,
like,
I had like 200, I think, like then 200, 300, something like that. I
"Oh
want to
yeah."
say, yeah,
Well, I remember it was like
it
lower,
was
and
lower, yeah,
I checked recently, and I was like, "Oh shit! Like you got some growth going, you know?
yeah.
Like
Thanks,
I
buddy.
think your growth is the same for mine, like 100 a week or
Yeah, something like
something
that.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
like
it's cool.
I recently got a pretty big growth from Alex being on, and then
Hmm.
also my Thanos video got some decent attention on Reddit and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean I'm enjoying it. Like I'm a graduate student, so I just kind of suck the day's dick in the lab every day, and I just do
Yeah.
this for
Oh
fun.
God.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
got to get down on your
Damn.
knees and suck that dick, man.
Wait. How do you? Okay, so do you go to school and you go to work and you do YouTube?
Yeah, so I'm a graduate student
Oh
in
God.
yes, I'm a graduate student in chemistry. So my day job is being a graduate student. So I work in the lab, I teach, I do all that shit.
Yeah.
And then I go work out, and then I sit at my desk and I edit videos and stuff until I go to bed, or else my girlfriend, one or the other.
Damn. So your time management is like pristine, huh?
I wish it was better, to be honest with you. It's like I don't think that I'm like that productive as at least as much as I should be,
Yeah.
but it's okay. I've been able to like be productive in basically all of them. Like not super productive, of course, in YouTube because I've been uploading kind of at a snail's pace, but
Uh-huh.
as much as I can given the circumstance. But yeah,
Yeah.
I the biggest problem for me is like so I have like 4 video essays that I'm editing a little bit of a time at each, and like I know that I really should just
Oh,
fucking
okay.
sit down and just finish one, but I always have a cool idea or I just want to start it so I get like the rhythm
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
essay down, which is like
Right.
pretty stupid to be honest with you. I really should just sit down and fucking finish one, but I have one that I'm gonna drop with basically it's why Adam McKay is a really exciting filmmaker. That one's almost done. I uploaded it like to a private link, and then I got slapped with a bunch of copyright claims. So I'm re-editing the video now to try and like cut down on those. So
Well, if it's copyright strike, you could just dispute them and you're fine. Was it
true.
like a complete block?
Yeah, it's like a lot of those videos, like Lionsgate's the worst one that I've encountered. Like any Lionsgate film, like they'll actually block it in like 220 countries, which is every country on earth, basically. It's pretty shitty.
Yeah, the video that just came out, my first 10 on Get Out,
Mm-hmm.
that was supposed to come out the first week of October, but it got blocked for a whole month and I was disputing it and I was like fighting with I think it was I don't know if it's Warner Brothers, but I don't know. Yeah, they claimed it and they said I couldn't drop it at all. And I had to fight them for a month and then they released it, but yeah, they have a whole month to just sit there and do nothing.
It's
Yeah.
bullshit, man. It
Yeah,
sucks.
I know. So that was really stressful for me, but
Dude,
yeah.
it's so stupid because like that copyright shit. It's like clearly a video essayist is not just putting the video on the internet for everyone to watch. Like that the whole point of it is to give an oddly specific yet kind of pretentious opinion on a video or something or a video
Yeah,
or a
yeah.
movie. And it's like
Right.
if you're talking over and editing over all of it, I don't see why they can have the grounds to copyright people. I think it's just so stupid.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense. They're really just like blanketing over a bunch of people because I'm pretty sure there's a million people trying to just upload,
Sure.
movies,
Yeah.
episodes on YouTube. So I guess they're just trying to do like a carpet bomb for
Yeah.
all of us. And yeah, I don't know. I think sometimes it's intentional too that they don't like the content and they think it's stealing, like an old-fashioned type belief of stealing when it comes to YouTube and
Yeah,
stuff.
sure.
But yeah, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. I hate it. So,
So, how old are you right now, man?
I'm 23.
23. Okay, I got 2 years on
Yeah.
you, but we're on the same age.
Oh,
So
nice.
when did you start YouTube channel? Like when did you like first upload your first video?
My first video came out last year this month on the 28th.
Oh,
So
cool.
18 more days and it'll be a year. Yeah.
Wow. Look at you, man.
Yeah. It's crazy. So,
Well, yeah, no, you definitely you have a pretty awesome channel.
thanks.
So what gave you the idea for like movie maintenance? Because like I feel like that's a very original thing that you do for your channel that not many people
Right.
do. So it's
Right.
like was it just born out of the fact that like your dad is like a mechanic, or like do you actually like go back through and edit all those movies over again, or what?
No, it just came from the idea. When Star Wars: The Force Awakens came out, that was the first idea that I had. This was like 2015, 2016,
Yeah,
where I saw it. I thought that ending part where the world literally splits them apart was like
yeah,
the most bullshit thing I've ever seen in film. And I was like, you could have made that so epic. I don't know if you've seen the video, but like
I've seen it.
fucking
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, Kylo Ren like force pushes her across the way, like after she tries to execute him.
Yeah,
Like so I thought like that would have been way cooler. It would have given Rey more things to wonder if like that's where she goes, if she does kill, if she's that type of person for the sequel.
hmm
And I was like, that's so easy to write. Like I could do that. So I'm gonna rewrite it, and I never rewrote it because I procrastinate all my ideas.
me too.
And then 2017, the summer came around, and I was I was rewatching Batman vs Superman
Oh yeah, of course.
for some reason over and over, and I had an idea on like making it better.
Is it
And then
possible?
I mean, I think I made it better in my video,
Yeah, no,
but
your video was gone, but like that movie is like, jeez, ooh, that's a hot mess.
it's rough. I think people shit on it just to shit on it. Like they shit on it more than they should, you know.
Yeah,
So I think there's still a lot to enjoy about it. But yeah, I was editing the Star Wars re-edits on the scenes that just linger. That's
yeah,
also something that I hated. That it was just like, oh, nostalgia moment. Here's Luke.
yeah,
Let's beat off to him for fucking 15 seconds. It was the worst to me. And that were my friend that was a Star Wars like everything is Star Wars, like tattoos. He's like it's his religion.
yeah, for sure.
He was like, "Oh, that was the greatest," and I was like, "Dude, that was fucking cheesy. Like, how is that the greatest?" So then, it was so easy to edit down, and then, um, I edited them. I showed my friends, and they were like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Cool." And then I started that video, the Batman vs Superman one. I realized I should make the Batman vs Superman one before because I think Justice League was coming out or one of the DC movies was coming out. So I was like, okay, let
Yeah.
me drop that video first. Then in December, I'll drop the Star Wars one when The Last Jedi comes out. So I worked on it for like a month, and I just went hard on that video. Like it took a long time. So
Well, it shows, man. You worked hard on that one.
yeah.
But yeah. So now on the subject, I'm just curious. What did you think of the Last Jedi?
um. It's gonna be. Oh.
Can I give you my thoughts first? Can I?
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. So I
Okay.
can collect mine.
All right. So there were some parts that were fantastic about it. Like the throne room lightsaber sequence is probably one of the best scenes in Star Wars, like in my opinion. Like it's like that scene when like Rey and Kylo are fighting together is incredible, but it's subsequently after one of the dumbest moments in Star Wars. Like
Mhm.
my biggest problem with the movie was like it felt like a lot of the conflicts in the movie could have been resolved with having a 5-minute conversation. Like
Mm.
if the purple haired bitch talked to the brash asshole, if whatever Laura Dern's character's name was talked to Poe Dameron, that opening crawl like that crawl to stay the minimum distance away from the Star Destroyer, it felt so convoluted because if you're under new management in the military, I mean any job, but most more specifically the military, you should probably talk to the people that you're actually going to command. And if you don't
Right.
talk to them,
Yeah.
there's this big barrier of connection, and there's no way for any kind of information to be transmitted. So it just like it felt like it was really needlessly vague and stupid. I also like one of my biggest problems was the treatment of Kylo Ren in that movie. Like I don't know what it means to be Kylo Ren, and I don't know what it's going to mean if they either redeem him or they kill him, or honestly with anything in his character, because he's had so many different motivations, and all of his arcs are basically coming to an end where he's already killed his father,
Yeah.
Luke is dead now. Carrie Fisher's, dead in real life, but she's, alive in the movie, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rough.
I'll get that in a sec. But like, what does it mean to be Kylo Ren? Like the only important thing would be he's the last Skywalker. But then what's the connection with him and Rey? Like it felt like there's a lot of things to be, desired in that movie. And also, I mean, another thing that I thought was kind of weird was the Force Awakens was all about killing that Starkiller base, and like in the original Star
Yeah.
Wars, the Death Star has precedence over all three films. Like, and when that thing gets destroyed, you feel the weight of that thing being destroyed. Like, it puts a huge dent in the Empire's fleet, and they have to like rebuild themselves, and it actually has another plot device. They don't even mention the word star and killer in the same sentence in fucking The Last Jedi. And like at the beginning of the movie,
Yeah.
like they just appear as powerful as they once were. Like nothing ever happened to them. Like they don't even talk about the fact they lost like all their ships and fleet members and stuff.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah. Yeah.
and so to have them just come with like 15 and a half fucking dreadnoughts in the first 30 seconds of the movie, I'm just like, I thought you guys fucking got owned by, the fat guy who shot the blaster and then destroyed your entire base. It's like, what the hell?
Yep.
Yeah, there was just a lot of things that were wonky in that movie, and like, my final point is like, there's that whole theme of let the past die, like stop holding on to things you can't hold on to, and if they killed Carrie Fisher in that movie, as sad as it would be to cut her performance short, it would have thematically made a lot more sense, but
Yeah.
now they're going to kill her off screen, which is even more disrespectful for her performance, to be honest, and then they still have the theme intact in that movie of let the past die. So it's like I don't understand like what they're trying to do for the last movie, because like it just felt kind of inconsequential. Is my biggest complaint with it.
Huh. Touched on a lot of things there.
Yeah,
But
I was rambling because like I thought
yeah.
about this movie a lot. Like I did a podcast with my main collaborator Abdallah, and we got like 35-minute conversation on The Last Jedi because we both feel we both feel pretty mixed about it, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought there were great moments like the purple bitch's her suicide.
The Lightspeed thing was really cool. Like people didn't like
That
that. I
was
thought that was a beautifully shot scene. That was
yes.
awesome.
And the fact that they did it in silence too was like
Yeah, that was
beautiful.
epic.
Yeah. And then the fight scene with Rey and Kylo could have been performed a little bit better. Like
Mhm.
it seems like they're kind of like rough drafting a little bit. But when it started happening, like I actually jumped out of my seat because I was so excited.
Yeah.
And I never do that, and that hyped me up. But I think that it was that screenplay is probably like a very, very rough draft.
Yeah.
And I think that and it promised so much more, and we expected so much more from The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Like we want to see Rey get trained by Luke, right? We want to see Luke. We want to see Kylo get trained by Snoke. Who the fuck is Snoke, right?
That's
I
the
really
other thing
don't give a
too. God.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. But they could have done a really easy thing of having Rey and Luke over here on the fucking island with the milk titties training. Just training and just getting some badass sequences, and then also doing a training sequence with Kylo and fucking Snoke,
Yeah.
and then have them their interconnected like mind shit. That was cool.
Yeah.
Have that happen while they're training, but
Yeah.
not tell their masters. So then they're kind of like trying to bridge the gap between both of them
Yeah.
because there's both rage and good in both of them. They're
Mhm.
both like very gray characters, and they could have done that. They could have done a story arc of them trying to do it together, but then their masters are like holding on to the past. Snoke is evil. Luke is washed up and grumpy.
Yeah,
You know
he's
what I
jaded
mean?
for sure. Which actually,
Yeah.
on that point, like a lot of the Star Wars fans, like I'm not a massive Star Wars, not at all. I've seen the movies and stuff, and like they're okay, but like,
Yeah.
people hated the fact that Luke was like jaded. I like that he was jaded because like, obviously
I thought it was a little bitch.
he's a little bitch, but like think about it. If your entire family gets killed and like everyone like basically is like estranged and stuff, you're gonna be a little bit jaded at least, like just a little
Yeah, but
bit.
I don't think you would act like how he acted. He did not act like how I think a Luke in hiding would act.
Okay,
Like
that's fair. I mean, honestly, you have more connection to Star Wars than I do for sure. But
yeah. Well, I mean, I grew up with them. I'm not like a Star Wars super fan, but I did definitely grew up with them. I have the original like VHS.
Oh, really?
tape that my dad bought, like the original trilogy. Yeah,
Ooh.
and yeah, like I have Star Wars shit all over my room. It's mostly Batman shit, but I'm not like one of the big people that are into it because as I got older, I realized that Star Wars recycles its storylines and they don't really push the story beyond good versus bad.
Hmm.
And I'm interested in stories about characters that are gray and not black and white, like
For sure.
Batman, how he's doing good, but it's illegally and he's breaking bones but helping people. Kind of like characters like that have a internal conflict more than I'm gonna go kill fucking Darth Vader because he's bad. And it's like, okay, we get it. You've done that a million times. You
Yeah.
know,
I,
we have
I
fucking so
agree.
many
Like,
movies.
yeah, because like if you
Yeah.
keep recycling the same tropes that a hero goes through, it just feels formulaic at a certain point.
Hmm.
And like you said, like I think Batman's a great example of that because like, is he more of a hero for not killing the Joker, or is he more of a hero for killing the Joker? Because if he lets the Joker live and he escapes jail, then he can actually do a lot more mayhem. But like, is he willing to compromise his own moral code? Which I think is a fascinating look at a villain. Well, I mean, a villain
Yeah.
or a hero or a vigilante. It kind of like it depends where you put him in your mind.
Yeah.
But I just wish that Zack Snyder treated him with a little more respect. But
Yeah, me too. Trust me, my heart broke a little bit too. But I
yeah.
think he did it the worst. He did Batman the worst, but he also did Batman the best
Well,
at
okay,
the
so
same time.
yeah, so aesthetically, I think that like Batfleck looks like Batman. He's 6'3". He's like jacked, and
Yeah.
he has a really cool suit and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I liked all that, but like, I talked about this with Alex, my first podcast with him. Like, so I'm not a fan of Batman killing people. Like some people think that like the Frank Miller Batman is like superseding all the other stuff with Batman, but I think that
I
Bat
don't. I'm
yeah.
gonna be one of those people. I don't like Frank Miller Batman at
Okay,
all.
okay, good stuff.
I don't.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's like there's it's hit or miss for a lot of the shit that goes on with that character, but like it's like the grittiness I think people like latch onto pretty easily.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
but
think
so
they jerk
yeah.
off that story way too much,
Oh, for
and there's
sure.
too many plot holes. There's too many inconsistencies with character traits, and I don't know. I watched the animated uh 2 movies. I think it's 2 movies.
Yeah, it's two of them.
Yeah. And it was just like Batman is like leaving a trail of blood. His fucking DNA's everywhere. Like
Yeah, actually,
I couldn't even. It broke my heart, dude. That one
yeah,
broke my heart more than BVS did, to be honest.
really, wow.
Yeah.
All right, but anyway, back to BVS. Like, sorry, sidetracked me.
Yeah.
My head's at my ass. So that whole opening thing with Jeremy Irons when he's talking to Batman. That's how it starts. It towards old men
Mhm.
cruel. Like it's like
Yeah.
that line that says something but doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah.
If they elaborated on that and they said like Oracle's dead, Robin's dead, like everyone's dead, Talia's dead,
Dude.
like there's no rules anymore, so like we can't cower these criminals. If they had said that in like a extra 45 seconds of the movie, I wouldn't have enjoyed Batman like murking people with like miniguns and turrets, but at least I would have
Yeah,
understood it in that universe. You know what I mean?
that's true. I think oh my god, when it comes to Batman vs Superman and Suicide Squad, their first like 2 trailers were perfect on
Yeah.
what the movie should be. The first Suicide Squad trailer is fucking godlike. Shit looks like it's gonna go down. It's gonna be dark. It's gonna fuck with you. You know. The second one makes a little bit more fun, and it should be
Mhm.
more fun. The first Batman teaser that they released like 2 years before the movie came out, it's fucking filmed beautifully. The tone is perfect. It ends with him like with the "Do you bleed" meme, you know
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then the next trailer comes out and it's the same thing. But then we get into the movie and it's like, what the fuck happened to the storyline? Just stick to what you said in the trailer. Just do one thing. I can't even fucking get into it. Suicide Squad broke me more
Yeah.
than any other film ever. Like I was
Ugh.
sitting in the theater with my merch on. I was like ready to go. And I was watching it with my girlfriend at the time and my friend. And then afterwards, they're like, "Oh, did you like it?" And I was just like, "No."
No.
I was sick to my stomach. I was like, "What the fuck just happened? What?" Like the trailers were so misleading. What happened?
Yeah, like
David Ayer, what are you doing?
so honestly, like my biggest problem with that movie is like the editing. The editing of that movie is probably I think it might be the worst editing I've ever seen in my life. Like it's like they filmed it and then a trailer house fucking cut it together. Like the Trailer Park, I think was the company that did it.
Dude,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a song will start, the intro start with like it's like the first song. It'll go, and they're going through, I think, Deadshot and
Yeah.
maybe a couple of the characters, and that song just stops, and another song just rolls in out of nowhere to the Harley Quinn. You don't own me. Like, what the fuck was that edit?
Like
Right
honest.
when that
Yeah.
happened, I knew we were fucked. I knew we were fucked when that happened. I was like, there's not gonna. But okay, for my Suicide Squad movie maintenance, this is gonna be like a really big one.
Yeah.
For that episode, I plan on rewriting the whole script, or not rewriting it, but writing a new script with the same kind of characters
Yeah.
within the same time frame David Ayer had, which was 8 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
2 months he had to write that script. So I'm gonna try to write a script in that amount of time and then compare mine to his. And I already am like starting to get my ideas for shit, and it's gonna be fucking good. But,
All right. Well, don't spoil it on the air for the people. So let's,
no,
let's
I'm
keep
not
it a
gonna
secret.
spoil it. It's godlike.
Yeah, we'll have a premiere party for it.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like with Suicide Squad, and honestly, like a lot of films do this. It's like, well, actually, Suicide Squad's the worst case of it. Like they don't have scenes. Like they just they change the camera angle so much to an almost an erratic way where you don't even know what you're supposed to see in the establishing shot of the scene. Like you're in the scene, you're given no context. Then it cuts around to the beat of a fucking like Till I Collapse by Eminem was on the songs they used, and it's like, yeah, you can use songs creatively, but you have to actually establish the scene first. You can't just establish a scene around a song. Like the song should be interwoven into the scene, which it just felt like jarring. It literally felt like, you know, like the intro sequences where like they list off all the shit that the characters do on the side. They have all the text and shit. That felt like it was like, you ever seen The Real World on MTV?
Oh, where it's like, oh, I'm Johnny, I like to party, all that type of shit.
That's literally what I felt like. I was like, how did that pass like the editing phase? I'm like, who thought, you know what? Instead of like actually showing them, we're just gonna write it out on the screen. We're not gonna have exposition. We're just gonna show you a text box of what the character's about. That is the laziest shit I've ever seen. And some people do it well. Like Tarantino uses those things creatively, like, you know, like name labels for like notorious people. But that was the most in-your-face fucking style filmmaking I've ever seen. Like,
I think that was like if a bunch of freshman college students that were trying to learn film and editing, if you told them to edit a film, that's what it would look like. Like their first assignment, edit all of this footage together. I think that's what it would look like. They're just trying to compile shit into it, as opposed to, I don't know, but I think DC is in like a weird. I would rather have had the like Zack Snyder vision go out until Justice League. Just let him do all the way to Justice League 2 and then just restart it or do another thing, you know? I hate this turn because Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman are way better films in my opinion than Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, Justice League. So, yeah. I'm not a big fan of.
We're gonna have to agree to disagree. Like, I don't like any of the movies, to be honest with you. Wonder Woman is like the most honestly, like, okay, actually, let me be clear. Man of Steel and Wonder Woman are the most coherent of the films. At least they tell a story and a plot. I don't agree with any of the choices they made for, like, you know, narrative structure and stuff, but at least they actually have a story that gets from point A to point B. But the rest of the movies, like, legitimately, if you put it on the cutting room floor and rearranged it, it probably would not be that much of a different experience, to be completely fair. Like,
what? I think I could edit a way better Batman vs Superman film. There's so much in there I can cut out.
But the acting, though, man, the fucking.
So with the acting in Batman vs Superman,
Henry Cavill is abysmal in that movie.
He's not abysmal. He was given the source material for him was abysmal. His performance was good. I'll give you one bad performance. Fucking the Riddler in that fucking movie.
The Riddler?
Jesse Eisenberg.
Oh yeah.
Playing the fucking Riddler, yeah.
Like he had like this weird, like he tried to embody fucking Heath Ledger's like tongue twitch.
Yeah, and he always had like weird little.
It's like
little squeals. Like, what are you doing, dude?
Now, to be fair, I did like Ben Affleck's performance. I mean, even though it was rather like. I don't know. It was rather deadpan for Batman in my taste, but he still did a good job with what he was given. And then Amy Adams was fine. But
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
but like Henry. So this is what confused me about it, and Alex brought this up too. Superman should not be this dark, brooding, pedantic guy, in my opinion. Like, just from like what he's supposed to actually be in the comics. Like, I get
I
it.
wanna.
Well, hear me out. Hear me out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I get in this universe like why they want to have him be jaded and reluctant, because he basically was thrust into a situation that he wasn't, even asking to be a part of. I get
Yeah.
that, but to have him embody legitimately hope, which is on his chest, and to have him be a brooding, dark guy who, honestly doesn't really have that much of a connection to anybody. Like, the whole point is like Superman is an alien, but he feels the most human, and that character doesn't feel human. It just feel like a dark, brooding robot. To me, in my opinion, I mean, like some people like
he
it,
felt really
which is
human
fine.
to me.
What's up?
He felt really human to me.
But
Because he was just getting fucked from left and right. Like, what are you gonna do? You're not gonna be like, it's all right, guys. We're gonna get through this. It's like, no, I'm getting fucked here. I'm being manipulated. I'm literally fucking Superman. I can't do shit. You know? Got this random ass bat bitch trying to fuck me up. Lex Luthor's dropping my girl off of a building, stealing my mom. Like, dude, he can't win. He's getting framed for fucking blowing up the courthouse or whatever the hell it
Okay,
is.
you can't lie that plot line with Lois Lane with the bullet was stupid. That was really stupid. Come on. Okay, Superman has never used a gun. Superman has never shot anybody, and they never found a bullet. So
Yeah, I know, but they don't know Superman that well. We literally just got introduced to Superman before. The world literally just got introduced to Superman before this movie.
Wasn't it 18? I think it's been 18 months since the whole thing.
That's still not a lot
right?
of time.
It is, but like you see him saving cats out of trees in the Day of the Dead meme where everyone's touching him and shit, and the flying.
Dude, that scene is fucking legendary.
I do. No, I'm not saying that. Like, this is my problem with Zack Snyder. He does very, very well when you give him source material to adapt from. If he doesn't play a part in the storyboarding of the writing, he does a great job.
Yeah.
Case in point, 300, Watchmen, Dawn of the Dead, all reimaginings or adaptations, and honestly, like, he does some really cool stuff with camera work and visual effects and all that kind of stuff.
That's why I like him.
Yeah, and he makes pretty stuff for sure.
Nobody is doing what he does visually when it comes to comic book films. When it comes to action, well, not action. I won't say action, but when it comes to comic book films, I'll leave out Scott Pilgrim and Kick-Ass.
Yeah, I was gonna say those are pretty stylized. Yeah.
Yeah, and well, I mean, Edgar Wright is a fucking visual legend. Like, that guy is just layered.
Yeah, he's unreal.
I can't even keep up with how many things happen in Scott Pilgrim where it's like, oh my god, what? You know, like all of these weird little techniques that are just flow so beautifully. Anyway, no one is doing what he's doing. My man. Here you go. Nobody's doing what he's doing. That fucking Day of the Dead shot where he's floating down, it's a long take, and it's all slow destruction. His cape is, and he walks in the middle, and everyone's like, ah, dude, that is fucking beautiful.
Yeah, they're really. I'm not arguing with that. I like the moment.
Yeah.
It's a cool moment, but there's a problem. It's a moment. It's not a scene. Like,
right, I've seen that video essay. I know what you're talking about.
No, honestly, I thought that before I even saw that. And honestly, he's way more coherent with the thought process than I am. But like,
oh, you cut out for a little bit. Hold on, you gotta say that again.
So like I said, like the nerd writer, yeah. Like I thought what he put in the video, like when I first saw Batman Superman, and I don't think I'm like insightful enough to actually put that into words, but like I legit thought, I'm like, oh wow, that's a really cool shot. I'd love to see more of that. I want to see what actually led to that moment in which he gets worshipped as a god. So it's like, yes, those moments are amazing when fucking Superman is pulling that like ice cruise liner like through the Arctic and stuff, and like it zooms out and you see like a massive Titanic-sized ship. When like they paint Superman like on the roof of the house and he like descends down and like they're all like reaching up to him and stuff. If they had scenes to establish those moments, I would have actually really enjoyed it.
Well, I think if they in my Batman vs Superman edit, I think if they would have started the film there on the like a montage of what Superman has been up to, while Batman's over here being a bitch, I think that would have been better because montages are great. That's a fucking fantastic montage.
It is.
It just needs to be followed up with great story, and let's see some of that in a scene. But yeah.
Okay, so we agree on a lot of things, disagree on a lot of things. What do you think of the Martha moment?
When I saw it, I was on board with it. I don't know why everyone was like laughing at it.
And
But I see how it is. I see how it is. Like there are some plot holes when it comes to that, and some weird things. Like why would you yell your mom's name? You know,
right,
you just say mom or something. They're gonna kill my mom. You wouldn't say Martha
yeah,
because that they're gonna be like, who the fuck is that? So I get it, and I don't know. It could have been executed a lot better.
yeah. So like my biggest problem was it felt like they literally like I feel like they wrote themselves into a corner and they thought like, okay, what's gonna be the one thing to make Batman stop, hurting him? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
he has to have, this Superman has to be portrayed as a human. And what's more human than having a mother like who's in danger? Which is like I understand the sentiment behind it, but there were a lot more clever ways to do that besides just screaming out your mother's name and
Yeah,
then having
the
Batman
idea of
cry.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, the idea of it was great. The execution, not so great.
yeah,
But I think that their moms both being Martha and that idea on paper was a good idea. But when it came to, yeah, when they filmed that scene, they should have realized, like, we got to rewrite it a little bit. You know, this is a little ridiculous. The way he says it, too. He's like, he's like double chin on the floor. No! Yeah, that part's not a good performance, I'll say. But,
yeah. But imagine this though. It's like let's say Batman finally catches the Joker. He finally beats
mhm.
the shit out of him. He's bounding him against the wall, about to fucking like put the arm blade in him. And if
Yeah.
and if Joker screams "Save Martha," is Batman gonna drop his sword and start crying and then be like, "I didn't
Well,
mean
he
to."
doesn't do that. He yells at him. I mean, people are see even what you're doing right now. You're over exaggerating and rushing to a point that he didn't. It took him a little bit to be like he was being Batman. He was like, "What the fuck are you saying?" You know, with the spear still like in his face, about to kill him. He was
Yeah,
still
but
being Batman. He
yeah,
wasn't just like, "Oh, my secret word."
yeah,
No, like
but
he was.
oh, okay, maybe okay, sure, but the point still stands. Like if like if Superman disarms Batman with just saying one word, then why is Batman the best detective of all time? Why is the Joker alive? Like,
Those things aren't don't really go together.
yeah, they
But
do. Oh, he's an intensely analytical person. You're telling me that like just hearing his mother's name sets him off, or like he's like, why did you say that name? I feel like Batman is a lot more
okay,
analytical and
just
more
because you're
calculated.
analytical does not mean that emotional triggers don't trigger you.
Fair,
You know,
but
yeah, that has nothing to do with one another. It just doesn't.
I I think we're gonna disagree here. I think that
Yeah, I think we are.
I think like I don't know. I think Batman like yeah, everybody has emotions, including Batman, who's like a rich sociopath basically, who's like has a
Yeah,
moral code. But like I don't know. I didn't buy the moment at all. Like
yeah. I mean, I get that, but I think people overblow it. All like people overblow all of these DC movies that are like Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman,
yeah,
Suicide Squad's absolute garbage. But people overdo it
sure.
more than they need to,
Yeah,
and I think
I
it's
will say,
yeah.
yeah, and like I'm not saying that like there's nothing in the movies to enjoy. Like I'm not saying that at all. Like I actually the first time I saw Man of Steel, I actually really enjoyed it, and
Mhm.
like
That's weird. I didn't.
really,
Because I talked to Alex about this too. Yeah, Alex and you were like, "Oh, I loved it when it came out," and I was like, I thought it was okay." And I rewatched it more and more and more. I started to appreciate it. Every time I see it, I like it more.
mm,
And then I think for you guys, it diminishes. But I'm not a big
yeah,
Superman fan, so that's why like I was never a Superman like reader. I
yeah.
never really felt connected to him until Man of Steel, where I was like, "Fuck, it's rough."
All right, for sure. Well, that's
Yeah,
good. We have some good points of agreement. We have some vehement disagreements. It's okay.
yeah,
But like,
yeah.
but I want to close it off and say like, to people who like DC films, I got love for you. Like, I don't think that like it like means you have bad taste in films or whatever like that. Like, people are allowed to like what they like. I think it's weird that like there's this culture. So the people over here that rationalize everything Zack Snyder does as genius, and you have people over here who call all those people retarded. And it's like there's no give between the two sides.
I've never seen anyone call Zack Snyder a genius. I've literally never met a person like that.
Look at Alex's Twitter feed. Or I think he blocked all those people, but like,
Oh goodness.
no. So like, when he was shitting on Zach's like interpretation of Batman, like in his
Yeah.
video essay, like
Yep.
I won't lie. I got in some fun debates with people in the comment sections of those things because it was pretty
Oh,
funny.
yeah.
But like they were saying like you don't understand. Zack Snyder's vision is genius. I'm like, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's a meme. It's a meme.
but
Just
no,
don't understand Zack Snyder. Yeah.
but I was like, even if like you like the vision, like that's not like there are flaws in the movie. Anybody who even likes the movie knows that there are flaws in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah. I don't know. But I think like that's exactly why I did that in my Man of Steel video.
yeah,
Like that's the reason why I was running him over with the car and theoretically shitting on him is because people on the left side or whatever side of you and Alex like really disliking his films.
yeah,
I feel like that's an and then there's other people like you said, the people that are raging at Alex, of course, on Twitter,
yeah.
being like, "Oh, he's a fucking god and he's, all this other shit. You just don't understand him." Yeah, I think there's like an easy medium between the two
Yeah, for
where it's
sure.
like,
Like,
yeah.
for example, like I thought the fight scene between Batman and Superman like leapt out of the page of the comic book. I thought that was very well filmed.
Dude,
And,
yes.
yeah, and honestly, like I said before, like if you give Zack Snyder material to adapt your work from, he does great with visuals. He really does. Like you can't take that away from him.
Dude.
Like fucking Watchmen, for example.
Watchmen.
Like there are some
Yes.
problems with that aside, but like he did some really really cool things with like neo noir and like demythologization of fucking superheroes that I thought was very interesting. Same with 300. I'm Greek, so I have a soft spot for fucking 300.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you couldn't tell my big ass nose.
Oh, I mean, I got a pointy nose too, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I think big noses are normal in my eyes.
Yeah. Dude, big noses matter, man. Big noses matter.
Yeah.
So
no, but I think I don't know.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
That's fair. No, I think that people overblow the whole "oh fuck Zack Snyder" thing, and it really pisses me off
Yeah,
because it's like, relax, dude. Just because you didn't like a movie, like I didn't like The Last Jedi, like how we talked about.
Yeah.
I'm not like fuck Rian Johnson.
Yeah,
I think he's made great movies before. He's fucking worked on a couple episodes of Breaking Bad that are fucking phenomenal.
Like the two basically best ones like in the series, in my opinion. Like Ozymandias in that series is unbelievable.
That one's good. Yeah, that one is really good. He also did the Fly episode.
Yeah, and honestly,
which everyone
like
thinks is a filler, but it's not.
I love that one.
Look, yeah, it's great look into his head.
Yeah, it's a great like the thing I thought was so fascinating about that was in The Fly. Walt comes so close to telling Jesse that basically he let Jane die, and like
I know,
like
he
honestly
apologizes. He apologizes.
Yeah, and like Jesse's like like why are you sorry? Like, and then he just like falls asleep because he's been like like he was drugged up by fucking Jesse.
Yeah,
but like
dude, I've seen Breaking Bad over and over so many times.
So would you believe me? Actually, let's put it this way: if I told you I became a chemist because of Walter White, I wouldn't be completely lying.
I think that's cool.
I'm just kidding.
That's cool.
I'm not making meth, but but honestly, like Breaking Bad, I think is like probably subjective opinions aside about the show. I think it's the most cinematic show to be put on TV, in my opinion.
Yes,
but
I think it's the greatest television show ever to exist.
Thank you.
Simply because it's filmmaking, and they take it seriously. And Better Call Saul is it's doing a better job than Breaking Bad, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I actually just started watching. I just got around to it. I don't know why I waited this long. Cause I'm a huge Breaking Bad nut, but like it's very good, very very good.
It's so fucking good. Yeah, they establish the characters so well, and they write them, and they you just think about them all day.
Yeah,
these fake fucking characters. You think about them, and they're real. You live with them, and it's like, I can't even.
Like the thing I think is so brilliant about Breaking Bad is like so, Breaking Bad is like this unbelievable character study where it's like you essentially are thrust into the mindset of this guy who his life fucking sucks. He has so much potential that he basically is not able to capitalize on because of those financial problems that he's had, and so.
Well, it's all due to his own fault.
Oh, for sure.
It's all due to his own.
But you don't know that originally though, because like yeah.
Well.
So like you learn all the gray matter stuff like in like so mid season 2 is when he has the thing with Gretchen and like says go fuck yourself, and then like in season 5 episode I think it's like 7 when like he tells Jesse like I'm in the empire business and shit. But like you know what I mean, where it's like they first portray him as a really meek, timid, brilliant, yet shafted guy who's gone through all this
Mhm.
shit, and then you're already on the fucking train with him when he decides to make meth for the first time. So it's like they
Yeah.
already got you, and then as they crank the dial up and fuck with him and make him an even more monstrous character, you can still hate the guy, but you have a little bit of a remnant of that character, which is why
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston's performance is so fucking brilliant. Because yeah, I literally could suck the dick of that show all day. It's
Yeah,
so
me
good.
too. I mean, I really could.
Yeah,
I still like all the time. I watch Breaking Bad. Like I watch an episode before I go to bed, and I've watched it over and over on repeat. I can't get enough.
yeah, it's
So good.
stupidly good.
Yeah, I heard that there's a Breaking Bad movie coming out.
With Jesse, right? Like it's like post after he like fixes
Oh,
like
I didn't know this what the story was, but yeah, I mean that'd be great.
So apparently like I don't know if it's like set in stone yet, but apparently it's like they're trying to like develop a thing where it's like after Jesse breaks out of that camp that he was like basically prisoned at, they
Mhm.
are gonna like follow him in his life, which is interesting because like you don't know if he's gonna like go back and like be the father to Brock after that
Yeah.
woman's killed and stuff. You don't know if he's gonna go back to using
Oh
meth.
my
like,
god, that was the best acting I've seen in my life. Jesse's reaction to that in the car. I
Yeah.
don't know how you can do that. I don't know how you could physically cry like that.
God, Aaron
That
Paul,
is,
man, he's so good.
dude. I'm so glad that they pulled an unknown. Like,
Yeah, he's too good, honestly.
yeah. And it's weird because I see him in like interviews. I follow him on Instagram, and he's way different. But like his character of Jesse is just so real and believable. I don't.
I know. It's him. It's literally him, and it's like you think that he's like this like really shallow guy saying "bitch, yeah, bitch," like magnets, but then like you learn
Yeah.
more and more like why he's like that in the show, and it's just fucking brilliant. And like so like honestly like, and when I first saw the show, like I had never experienced a show where literally like it's filmed like a very slow movie, and I thought that I would hate it, but by episode 1 I was like holy shit, this is the best thing I've ever seen.
Yes.
Like
Yes, I know.
like but honestly like I'm trying to think of another show that like I think is like in the same league. I mean The Sopranos was good, but like every episode didn't have that overarching like story to it. It felt more episodic
Right.
than
Oh, I don't know anything about that, but
uh,
I know what you mean. Like the classic TV of like every episode's like its own little story, and it eventually kind of flows together to a big
yeah, for
bad
sure.
at the end. Yeah. I know
Yeah.
what you mean.
It's like a 62-hour movie for Breaking Bad. But I did like
Yeah.
True Detective season 1 though. TD season 1 is incredible.
Haven't seen
You
it.
haven't seen it? Oh man, come on. That's what gave Matthew McConaughey his like A-list status now.
Huh.
Yeah, dude, like he was a terrible actor and then he just all of a sudden became like the best actor ever.
Well, he's been in some weird shit. Like he picks some weird projects, but he's
Yeah.
also great.
Oh, he's
Like
fantastic.
Dallas Buyers Club.
Incredible.
Oh my god, I love that movie. I love that movie.
Yeah, like he's honestly like, well, I think in the same year it was 2013, right, where he was Dallas Buyers Club, Wolf of Wall Street, and then he just finished up filming True Detective. Like he had like a fucking incredible year for filming. I don't know. Honestly,
and then
like
he started doing car commercials. Like, why would you win an Oscar and then go to car commercials? Like, do other great films.
Wait, what does he do?
He's like rolling. Yeah.
Sometimes you got to go back to go forward.
Yeah, some bullshit.
It's like fucking, like some like grand philosophical shit.
Yeah.
You ever see the SNL those skits with Jim Carrey as fucking?
Yeah, and he's like rolling a booger. It's so good, dude.
My God.
Yeah.
And then like at the end of it, he's just like completely naked in the car and runs over the Allstate guy.
Yeah, some of the SNL skits are hit and miss, but yeah.
Oh man. Have you started playing Red Dead 2 yet?
No, I never played the first one.
Ooh.
Don't really have any reason to play the second one.
All right, fair enough.
And I also like if I'm gonna play a shooter game, I want it to be first person. You know.
Okay.
And I want it to be on mouse and keyboard.
Really?
So,
you're a master race
yes.
PC kind of guy. I got it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
I never got into console gaming. I just fucking
What
sucked.
the fuck?
I was always console guy, man. Like the PC, just.
Well, I was too growing up. Like I had all of the old consoles, you know, PS1, PS2, all the Xboxes, like,
Yeah.
and then I started playing on PC, and I started. I don't know. It's way different. I can't even use the controller now for first-person shooters.
Really?
The only thing I want to use a controller for is for like Smash Bros. You know what I mean?
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Do you have a
Smash
Switch?
Bros. Yeah. It's right behind me over there. It's unplugged, but
Wait, what head is that back there?
that's Frank.
Yeah, that's the fucking Fassbender movie. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
awesome. Did you
yeah.
make
My
that or
mom
buy
and
it?
I. No, my mom and I made that like three years ago.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, I watched that movie and I was obsessed with it. And I was like, Mom, I want to be Frank for Halloween. And she watched the movie and she liked it, which was weird because it's really fucked up.
Yeah,
And we took a whole month making that. Like, it was a process, and it looks like everyone thinks that I bought it because it looks so much like it.
it looks like perfect. It's kind of weird,
Yep.
actually.
Yeah, that's my mom, dude. She's a craftsman. She's a god. So
Oh man.
yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. What directors are you like a big fan of? Like, who's like your go-to besides like the superhero kind of like mythos we've been talking about?
Well, the director that got me into film was Christopher Nolan.
Oh,
Like,
good choice.
his style of filmmaking is kind of what I try to frame most of mine filmmaking or my ideas around, like a story. I do have to say though, his visuals are pretty lackluster most of the time. He's starting to get better as he goes on to Interstellar and Dunkirk. Oh, I have a Dunkirk hat. Put that on. I went to go see the premiere.
Oh, nice. There we go.
Yeah, with my headset on.
Yeah.
Um,
I will say on that point, like, yeah, some of them are kind of lackluster for his visuals, but I mean, like, I like
Yeah.
his use of practicality. Like with Inception, he built a rotating hallway, and like that's how they did that. which
Okay, yeah,
I think is
those
pretty cool.
that also has great visuals in it
Yeah.
as well. But
Yeah.
like the Dark Knight has some very boring visuals. of
Sure.
The trilogy, and it's like when you're dealing with that, like I could think of a million things that it's just paintings in frames, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
I think the best director working right now is Denis Villeneuve. I don't know how to say his last name.
Denis Villeneuve. Yeah.
Villeneuve, dude, that man is a fucking god.
Yeah,
He's
he's
the
a god.
greatest director. I think like he's the greatest director of all time.
Dude, honestly, he took Blade Runner, like something that's been, in the mythos for like 20, 25 years, 30 years, and like he made it like not feel like a cash grab for an old property. Like he made the movie
Definitely
his
didn't
own.
make money, but it was it made me cry in the theater. Not the ending. I didn't like the ending, but
Yeah.
like I watched it in IMAX, just seeing someone care so much about visuals because I didn't give a shit about the original either. I don't like
Yeah.
Blade Runner, the first
It's
one.
okay.
I thought the story kind of sucked, but like the visuals were so jaw dropping.
Oh yeah.
You know, like they were just the desk scene where Ryan Gosling's going
Ooh.
to just. It's just like a basic desk scene, but it's like the fucking greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, Roger Deakins fucking killed that movie.
Dude,
Like,
he's a god. Like he really is.
I don't understand how he didn't
Sicario,
pass fucking Prisoners too, which is another Villeneuve
Bro.
movie.
Prisoner. Oh, God, that's some of the most intense acting I've ever seen.
Dude,
too.
that-
Wolverine
Yeah.
breaking the fucking sink off, dude.
Dude, so like, I was thinking about that scene too. It's like, so it's such an unconventionally shot scene where like literally they're in one side of the scene and like everything else is so desolate in that bathroom, and you see all this chaotic shit happen in like 1/3 of the fucking frame, and you're just seeing him like fucking. God, that was like, I literally was like, that's not an action movie. I was literally gripping the fucking sides of my seat. I was like, holy shit.
I watched that with my family, dude. I was like,
Oh, man.
God. Yeah, his films are all like, well, not all of them. Have you seen Enemy?
I've seen Enemy. I am arachnophobic, so I did not appreciate the ending. But
Yeah, that it didn't scare me, but I was like, wait, what did I just see? I had to rewind it, and I was like, I thought I missed something because that movie, you like, I don't know, it just doesn't clearly tell you about everything, and the story isn't the greatest, but
yeah,
still,
it
still like a
feels
good mystery.
it feels like it's like too intentionally like vague and shit. Like
Right,
I get it. Spiders are how the character fucking views women and stuff, and they trap them in their webs and shit. But like,
yeah.
I don't know. There were that okay. His movies are all genius, but out of all of them, that one feels the most like pretentious and preachy to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a college student trying to make a film because they always have to feel like they have to push their message more than
Yeah.
they really have to. But yeah, he's I could fight anyone to death. Like he's the greatest director of all time. Okay, well, maybe not all time, but greatest director now.
Right now,
I
yeah.
think Kubrick is the greatest director of all time.
Oh, well, you know, it goes without saying.
So
For sure.
yeah,
I think to
most
add to that list,
influential for
like
sure.
I think to add to that list, I think a director that I really enjoy is Adam McKay. So like the guy who made The Big Short. He's in The Big Short,
Oh,
right?
I did like The Big Short.
Yeah. So
Oh,
like,
he also made this movie, dude.
yeah. So I was gonna make a comment on that, but yeah. So Adam McKay made Anchorman, Step Brothers, The Other Guys, Talladega Nights, and then he just moved into political satire, which is like crazy. But like in my video that I'm gonna post in like a couple days, hopefully when I'm done editing it and stuff, like I basically hold the fact that like he was almost like perfectly positioned to move into political satire because like basically like the aspects of his movies that are kind of overlooked, which I won't spoil it now, but like I think he's somebody that like I'm fascinated to see what they do. The new Dick Cheney movie looks incredible that he's directing.
Oh, dude, it does.
Dude,
Christian Bale,
he looks more like Dick Cheney than fucking Dick Cheney does.
Dude,
Like
Christian Bale's a god, dude. He's abusive, but he's a god.
Dude, he I think he's gonna die like in a couple years, man. Like you can't like do that to your body repeatedly like that.
I don't think so. I think he's gonna die in a lot of pain, like slowly.
Why do you think that?
Well, no, just because like the amount he does with his body.
Oh,
like
yeah,
I love like I'm obsessed with method actors. You know, so
Oh,
like
yeah.
Jared Leto, Christian Bale, fucking Daniel Day-Lewis, they're my shit.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's gonna die. Maybe if he does it when he's like in his 50s. How old is he? Is he 50?
Yeah, he's over 50 now, I think. Maybe 49.
No, is he?
Maybe 49, 48, something like that. I forget.
Let me see.
Yeah.
He's 44.
Oh, he's 44?
Dude, okay, he's looking a little aged.
Yeah, no. So like
I think it's the Dick Cheney. I think it's the Dick Cheney in him.
Yeah, so like the thing is though, it's like, you know, the thing that's really impressive about him is like some people like will, you know, lose all the weight in their body and then, you know, gain it all back in fat for another role. He had like an intermediary role with Batman where he lost all the fucking weight in his body for The Machinist, which is like, I think he cut to like 105, 100 pounds at like 6 feet tall, which is crazy. Then he fucking bulked up. He didn't just gain weight. He fucking got shredded.
Instantly, like,
then
like
he
2.5 times his weight.
Yeah. Then he lost it all for The fucking Fighter, like, and got like even more skinny and like.
Oh, I actually haven't seen that movie, but I've
seen
seen like what he looks like in it.
It's quite good. It's a conventional, obviously feel good like biopic, but it's like it's great because it's a David O. Russell film and like he's a incredible performer in that.
Oh, I like David O. Russell.
Yeah. He's good. But then after The fucking Fighter, he bulked up again for the next Batman movie, and then he gained it all back, like all the fat in his body for American Hustle, and then he came back for The Dark Knight Rises. It's like, like what? How? Who does that?
Dude,
I don't understand him.
Like oh my god, I appreciate that man so much.
Dude, I was reading an article about him, and apparently for The Machinist, when he lost like 100 pounds or whatever the fuck it was, something crazy, he would smoke like 5 cigarettes, have a cup of black coffee and an apple, and then like coconut,
a can of tuna.
Yeah, something like that. But it's like, how can you not only do that for like a week? How can you sustain that for character prep for that long? I don't understand it. He's a freak of nature.
I don't know. When I direct films, like that's how I want my actors to be. Like you need to be this dedicated to a role. Like you.
Yeah. So So as a a closing thing, I mean, like we've been talking for like forever. I don't want to keep too much of your time, but
Wait, what? Just like you cut out.
Did I cut out again? No,
yeah.
I was saying that like we've been talking for about an hour, so I don't want to keep you too long or anything like that. But
Oh no, we're good.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I wanted to ask, your channel. So, what do you envision for your channel, like in the future? Like, do you want to make YouTube your full-time gig? Do you want to do this like supplementing, like obviously you're interested in film. Do you want to write scripts? Do you want to direct or something like that? Like, or do you want something completely different? Is this a means to an end? Like, what's the deal with this?
I think the main reason why I created my channel was for it to be like a creative outlet for me. And then also because I wanted to, because I already have my foot in the door when it comes to film in a way. Like my cousin is in the industry and he's already got me a job.
Oh wow!
In a music video before,
Sweet.
and I've like shadowed him on like Dr. Pepper commercials and other shit. So I already have like my foot in the door, and if I really wanted to, I could go do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of want to do my own thing to where it's like I build up my own audience,
Sure.
and then I make my own projects. Like a small project, like I'm working on a comic right now that
Mm-hmm.
I'm writing and someone else is illustrating. And kind of just give out free projects, and then later when I want to start funding stuff, like my audience will be that main driver. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
sure. Yeah.
All the way up until like short films. I want to do a series next October, or for it to come out next October, like a 10 episode series, like a fictional serial killer furry type series. It's gonna no, but it's gonna be fucking good, trust me. But yeah, I kind of
Oh,
created
okay.
it as like
Interesting. A furry. Okay. All right. Well, that's
yeah,
what we're doing.
yeah, I kind of want it to be like this is all for me to create now and create an audience and a fan base to eventually get into like writing and directing. I mean, I already write, but like directing my own films.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
I want to do like music videos. I've directed my own music video. Um, and yeah, there's, I guess that's kind of it for the channel,
Sweet, man. And
Yeah.
got any upcoming video essays you want to plug? I mean, you have your epic one that you're gonna do on Suicide Squad, but any other ones you want to tease the people with?
Uh, I don't really do video essays on my channel. Like I dabble in them, you
Okay.
know. I'm more of like the movie maintenance stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
Um, oh yeah, that was another thing because I totally forgot to answer that question that you asked. Is that I was looking up like any channels that had a series that was like, oh, fixing movies or movie maintenance, scene maintenance or something. And there was literally no channel that I looked up. Like I was searching hardcore. So I was like,
Yeah.
how is this not a thing yet? So that's why I kind of created it because I was like, yeah, this is a gold idea. Let me do that. But yeah, I think the main thing I'm trying to focus on is movie maintenances. I have an idea right now on revising my movie maintenance series to where I'm going to do things more frequent, like a mini maintenance
Mm,
on movies, and then have the movie maintenance series reserved for like the big movies like Man of Steel, like where I put in a shit ton of work,
sure.
or or the Batman vs Superman Star Wars one, and then those will be less frequent. So I'm going to separate them into smaller videos and then to the big
Sure.
mama videos, So
All right, last thing though, were you a fan?
yes,
I
fucking
loved
love
it.
it.
Yeah, it was
Great.
fantastic. Yeah, it
Yep.
was such a great little baby of Stranger Things with like everything that
Yep.
makes Stephen King great. And
Yep.
I read the book like countless amount of times. I think it's on my shelf over there. But like the one thing I will say is like they chose to omit things that really like actually help the story, which is like not really the case sometimes when you have a literary thing you're adapting, where it's like
Hmm.
have you read the book by any chance?
Nope.
Okay, there's a scene with Beverly with all the other kids, which I won't detail. It's involves some group pleasuring.
Oh no, yeah,
Yeah,
everyone talks about that. Everyone talks about that.
but like you read that story, man, it's fucked. Like but it makes sense in the story, but it's not the point. Like they did some really interesting things in that movie with the characters, and like the fact that the
Yeah.
internet cast that movie pretty much is that's pretty
Wait, did
awesome.
it really?
No, so like like as soon as like the chapter 1 thing like flashed at the end of the movie,
Oh,
people
everyone was
were
like,
already doing fan castings and stuff, and the fact that Jessica Chastain was on like pretty much everyone's list, and now she's in the movie, like it's pretty sweet.
it's
Yeah.
just because she's a redhead. That's why.
Yeah, but they could have Amy Adams could have done. Is that the only other
Oh,
redhead in
yeah.
Hollywood? Ela Fisher, maybe she's a redhead, right?
No, yeah. Yeah, true.
I know.
But no, I love it. I thought it was great. I mean, I still would fix it. That's why I did a movie maintenance because it could have been more.
Yeah, for sure.
But like watching that movie, it stuck in my head. Like I kept thinking about it, and I noticed that's when I find a good movie is when I don't even want to think about it. It's just like it's a fucking needle, like a
Yeah.
splinter in my head that I can't get out. And that movie was one
Oh
of
yeah.
them. And the characters were just so fucking great. Like I
Yeah, for
love
sure.
all those characters. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
It's good shit. All right, man. Well, thank you for coming on here, man. I really appreciate it. Like, this has been
Oh,
fun.
that was it? 1
Yeah.
hour? That's it? I
1
thought
hour.
we're going in.
No, man. I gotta go back to lab, unfortunately. So I wanted to do this.
Yeah,
and,
well,
you
you
know.
cut out again. Why does your mic keep cutting out?
I don't know,
Maybe
man.
it's just a Discord call.
You know, I unfortunately have to go back to lab before I meet up with my girlfriend tonight. So I gotta, do some shit in sciencey. But
Nice.
definitely want to have you back on again. And
Yeah, just let me know. I think we need to be better at scheduling this
Yeah,
because it took
I
like
know.
a month. It took like a month.
To be fair, the first time was my fault 100% because like I just forgot to check my fucking email. And then like you forgot, and then like we're like just fucking terrible communicating. But no, we definitely got along pretty well, even though some of our disagreements about Snyder films. So
Oh no, but I love disagreeing. Like, me and Alex got into it too, or Alex and I got into it. We have a live debate on the channel.
I watched it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I love that shit.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet. That was like 2 hours, right? Something like that. It was like
I think it was like an hour and a half,
something
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun time.
All right.
But,
Word, but thanks, man, and tell people where to find you on YouTube and Twitter and stuff.
Armored Penguin on YouTube, and then on Twitter, I think it's just at Armored Peng, PENG.
Oh, word. There you go.
Because
Sure,
Armored
man.
Penguin is taken like everywhere. So,
dude, I thought that I was creative on Twitter, like the lone chemist. I thought no one would think of that, and then there's already a lone chemist, so I'm the lone chemist one. Sad.
yeah,
Very sad.
I know what you mean. But
fuckers. All right, man. Well, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it. And
it was fun. Thanks, man.
Check out his channel, guys, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.
You.